And we're live. Welcome to the OUYACast, episode 45, recorded on January 25th, 2015. Your weekly source for latest news, games, and hacks for OUYAns everywhere. I'm Brandon from OUYAcentral.tv.
And I'm Steve from OUYABrew.com. Thank you guys for joining us for episode 45.
45.
Good Lord. I was wrong. I said it was 46 earlier, so my bad on that. So we're gonna spend today doing an hour of code, basically showing you guys how to bust out an Ouya game if you're so inclined. For this, we'll be using Construct 2, and we've got to try to fit it in under an hour, so we're going to get going on here pretty quick. The thing that you should note before this is that we're not going to take this all the way to the Ouya. We're not going to put the Ouya controllers in. We're going to be using a mouse, but it should give you a pretty basic starting point on how to jump off in the programming of Ouya games. So, without further ado, if you can click on the layout, we're going to have Brandon show you guys. He's going to basically be going over the instructions that I'm going to give out, and he's going to be showing us how to make a tic-tac-toe game featuring Mario and Luigi. Now, I put in the YouTube video a link to the location where you can get the sprites that we use for this. Feel free to download it. They are going to be just the sprites. You're not going to have the project in here like we've already set up. And the reason for that is because of the time crunch. We didn't want to have to go through setting up and naming all the sprites and putting them in places, because that would have taken us 20 extra minutes. So if we can, before we get started, Brandon, go ahead and let's run this just so we can see that it does load inside of your web browser. Or if it'll show us, I'm not sure. I don't know, maybe you have to share your web browser. Oh, there it is. Okay. So it comes up, and right now, if you notice, you got player X goes first. There's no player assigned, so we're going to fix that. If you click on things, nothing's really happening. So what we're going to do is start coding this, and we're going to make it into a playable game. So go ahead and close out of that.
Okay.
And the first thing that you're going to want to do is, just as a quick reference, if you go to the right side where all of your items are there, you see the tabs at the bottom with the layers. Down more. It's at the very bottom of that. Up a little bit more. Up. There you go. So we've got two layers here. We've got a background layer and a sprites layer. Obviously, if you turn off, let's say, the background layer by unchecking it, it takes away the background, and everything else is on the foreground, which is the sprite layer. So that'll be the first step that you want to do when you create your project. We are doing this in I think it's a 16:9 ratio landscape. It might be a 720p. I haven't really figured out the differences on that yet. So if you want to chime in, please do. Also, if you do want to join the conversation here, feel free to use our Q&A, and that way we can kind of get all the questions answered on one spot rather than looking between Twitter and the Q&A and the YouTube video and all that stuff.
Yeah, we apologize for last episode.
Totally our fault. Anywho, let's get started on this bad boy. So we've got ourselves 9 blocks, and the object of this game is, when you click it, it's going to show either Mario or Luigi depending on whose turn it is. So in order to do that, we're going to need an add-in item that is going to be a mouse control. So real quick, I'm not sure if I left it in there, but underneath your objects in that folder, object types, there's a folder called controls. Is the mouse already added into that?
Yep.
Okay, so we've already added the mouse. If you don't know how to do that, just right click on your screen. I believe it's on the field there, insert new object, and then you should have a mouse object there that you can add underneath input, and that's how we got that there. I would also recommend putting it into a folder underneath object types. We have controls. Underneath that, we've got sprites. It helps to keep everything, somewhere so that you don't have to go searching for it all the time. It's kind of a pain. Right. So, okay, let's start by going to the code sheet. And because this is a game of tic-tac-toe, we've got to keep track of a lot of variables. So we have to, and this is just my way of doing it. There are other ways of doing it, so don't feel like you can't change it up. But the way that we're going to do it this time is we're going to make a total of 9 variables, and those represent, actually we're going to make a total of 10, I'm sorry. So 10 variables. The first one is going to be a global variable called turn. So go ahead and add, you can cancel out of that, sorry. If you right click on that sheet, add global instance or variable, and we're going to call that one turn.
Alrighty.
And we're going to set that to the number 1, and it is going to be a number. Alright. And go ahead and hit OK. Alright, and now we're also going to create 9 variables representing each one of the blocks on the playing field. So the 9 variable names is going to be top 1, top 2, top 3, middle 1, middle 2, middle 3, and bottom 1, bottom 2, and bottom 3. So create a new global variable. Yep. And just start naming, hacking away at those. It's going to take you a few seconds. I'm going to grab a sip of water while you do. So I would just start with top 1. These are all going to be set to 0, so you can leave that defaulted.
Okay. Now, why are we adding global variables?
Well, the reason we add global variables is because the entire game needs to know when something happens. So we're essentially giving access to the entire game to read information from those variables. Now, in this case, we're just going to set those to either the number 1 or the number 2, depending on which player clicked on it. So, for example, when you are player 1 and you click on the top left block, then it's going to switch the top 1 variable to the number 1 because the first player gets it. If you're the second player and you click it, it's going to be number 2. And then what we'll do is we'll eventually compare those variables at the end, and we'll see if you got this many in a row, you're the winner. You know, as the rules of tic-tac-toe go.
Okay.
And you guys will have to forgive me too. I'm kind of just getting over a cold, so my voice is a little weird, and not that it's not always weird, but that's why I sound like this today.
Yeah, cold's going around.
I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, this weather down here is freezing, man. 40 degrees this morning.
Hey, man, for Florida, that's pretty cold.
Oh, yeah. All right. We got bottom 1, 2, 3, middle 1, 2, 3, and top 1, 2, 3. Anything else?
Terrific. Nope, that's all we're going to need for the global variables. Okay. So now we need to start making events. So what we're going to do is right-click one more time in the nope, cancel out of that. Just right-click somewhere in the white space there, and let's make a folder that we can put it all in. Yeah, a group. Sorry, and let's call it top row events. And let's make another one called middle row events, and one called bottom row events. And this is just like how I was saying about where you want to keep all of your sprites in one spot. You kind of want to keep all of your code in, groups, because even for a simple game like this, it can get messy and you get very confused trying to search for things and not knowing where they are, and it's just a real pain. So. Okay, sorry, we're going to make 2 more groups. Hit cancel. I know you want to click on that really, really bad. We're going to make a group called winning events. Oh goodness, somebody's busting some music. So winning events.
Winning, okay.
Yep.
We got Tozil. He said that if we have any questions to ask him, so he can chime in.
Yeah. And then the last group we're going to have is called system events.
Alrighty.
Okay. So we're going to make now our very first one in the top row events. And once we get these down, you're going to find that a lot of this is just repetitive copy and paste. So we are going to go ahead and add a new mouse event. So the way you do that is you add an event, and then you're going to go into the controls folder because that's where we stored the mouse at. And you're going to click on the mouse, obviously. Okay, and what you're going to click on is on object clicked. And it should come up with your...
Yeah.
There it is. Okay, so the object that we're going to look at clicking is going to be one of your sprites, which is going to be the top one, so we're going to start there. Okay, and we're done with that. So obviously what this is saying is when this user clicks on the top one sprite, something is going to happen. Now we need to add something else to that as well. We're also got to say which user it is that's clicking. So right-click onto the mouse event there, and from the right-click menu, you're going to add another. What is it called?
Under the mouse or under just the add action?
No, right-click underneath the mouse. Yeah, just right-click somewhere there, and then click on Add, and then you're going to add another condition.
Okay.
Okay, the condition that you're going to add is going to be a system condition, and it's going to be a compare variable. And what you're going to compare is the turn variable, so you want to find turn in the drop-down. And if that value is equal to 1 is what we're going to put. Okay. So what we've got here, actually let's finish with the other side of it, and then we'll explain it while you do the rest. So on that one, go ahead and click there. And we're going to create a system object. And what we're going to do is, and let me just pull mine up here to make sure that I'm telling you the right thing. We are going to create an object. So look for create an object.
And you can search like scrolling up and down, or you can actually go up here and search create. And there it is. Then hit next.
Yep. And the item that we're going to create is the Mario sprite. And we're going to create him on layer 1, which is already there by default, I believe. Or is it not? Then go ahead and change it.
No, it was on 0.
Okay. And we're... wait a minute. I think that we did not set the X and Y, so go back into that. Just double click on the... Yeah. So we got to give it coordinates where we're going to create it. So we're going to create it right where that top one block is. So you're going to type in top1.x.
Top 1.
And make sure that you don't select the variable top one. You got to select the sprite because we've named them the same, which probably is a coding no-no, but that's the way that I like to do it. So.
And I'll select that one.
Just .x. Oh, dryer's done. Okay, and then the same thing for y. It's going to be top1.y.
Okay. So that sprite is going to just replace the top one sprite.
Correct. But before we finish, we do have to also tell it to destroy the top one sprite now. So go ahead and add another condition, or not a condition, add another action there. Mm-hmm. And we're going to go to, nope, back out of there. We're going to your sprites. And we're going to go top one sprite. and we're going to destroy it.
Okay.
Okay, we got two more variables to add, so go ahead and click on Add Again. This is going to be a system variable.
Okay.
And we're going to set a variable. I think it's down there. Yeah, it's like set. Let me find out exactly what it is. 1 sec. System. Yeah, set value underneath global and local variables. Sorry.
Okay.
And we're going to set the turn value
1.
to the number 2, actually. Because right now we're making an assumption that player 1 is clicking, and we're going to go over that in a second. So,
Okay.
so set turn to 2, and then go ahead and close that out. And then we got to set one more variable, so go back in there. Create another one, set variable.
Or set value?
Yep. And we're going to set the top one value to 1. Okay, so real quick, what we've done here on the left-hand side, and this is how Construct 2's logic works, and it's actually pretty nice, very visually representative of what it's doing. So what we've said here is, if the left mouse button is clicked on the top one block, and that second part is like an and, so and the turn is equal to 1, which means it's Mario's turn. This is what you're going to do. You're going to create an object, which is the Mario sprite, on layer 1 at the same position as the block was, which is top1.x's and top1.y. And you are going to destroy the top 1 block. Then you're going to set the turn to 2, because now it's going to be Luigi's turn next. And you're going to give the top 1 value to Mario, which is 1. So we're counting Mario's value as 1. Okay, so what we can do is we can basically just copy and paste that whole thing. So go ahead and select the under area where that, there you go, perfect. Go ahead and you can do it that way, or you can do Control C. It doesn't really matter. And then just Control V. Okay, so now with the second one, we're going to want to, before you get too far ahead of yourself, you want to make sure that you change the variables to be Luigi and to be the turns and all that. So let's go ahead and set the on turn 2 for that one.
Is that what I'll do right there?
Yep, you got it. And then we're going to replace that. Yep, so go ahead and click on there. Yep, Luigi, so you got it, man. All that should be okay. The destroy, actually, I'm sorry. We are going to have to change the block that we're clicking on as well. So make sure that the left-hand side, no, I'm sorry, we're going to do that next. See, it's easy to get confused. So we're still on block 1, we're just on a different player. So then you're just going to do set turn to 1 and set top 1 to 2. Awesome. Okay, let's just run it real quick so we can see that we've made a little bit of progress. And you're only going to be able to click the top one, and it's going to be Mario, I believe.
It's not working.
Okay. So it's tough to see your screen, really. Did you do the set X and Y?
Where for the top one?
Yeah, on when it creates the sprite.
Mm-hmm. Top 1.x, top 1.y.
Okay, what is your turn variable at the top?
The global one?
Yeah.
1.
Gosh, it's really hard to see your screen from there. Let me see if I can pull it up on the YouTube video. That's about the same on there. All right, go ahead and we'll figure it out. Let's just
Maybe because I got this one here. Let me see some. That one might be interfering. Run it again. Nope. That is top one. Top one, middle.
it's all right. We'll figure it out. So let's just. I guess we should probably figure it out now because it's gonna just repeat itself.
Right. Did you give me your final product of the game?
Well, I didn't give you the sheet because that's what we're coding right now, but everything else should be.
Okay.
I know what we're going to do. I'm going to just share a screenshot here with you.
And Tozil said that the sprite link is broken.
Huh. Well, just all kinds of fun today, aren't I? All right, screen share. Snipping tool, share. All right. See if you can see that with any kind of clarity.
Okay, what we did. No, yeah, it's got the same thing. On left button clicked on top one. Create object Mario sprite on layer 1 at top X, top Y, destroy.
Wait, top1.x, top1.y?
Yeah.
And are you sure that it's not the
same, looks exactly the same. Turn 2, top 1 to 1. Yep. Looks exactly the same.
Go back into the create object Mario sprite. And for the X, go ahead and delete that whole line. I just want to see if you retyped. That's kind of tough to see, but so you're doing capital T top one, and you're selecting the
right.
All right, just go ahead and just manually click it then, because I don't know if it maybe didn't register correctly or something. And then period X.
It looks like it's trying to pull up the global variable because it's right. It's green.
The color I don't think matters on that. I think it's just saying it's another object, but.
Let me see something. Just top. Yeah.
Go ahead and try to run it again. Let's just see if we can make it work once you're done with that.
And let's click the top one. Nope.
Didn't do it?
Right. No.
That's weird. I mean, make sure that mine runs now because I've tested this thing time and time again and it works. Weird. Okay. Well, let's do this then. How about we just switch screen? Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll just switch screens. Tozil just asked a question. I missed it.
He was asking if we're making a Mario Tic-Tac-Toe edition.
Oh, we are. And Tozil, the link, I don't think it's broken. I think that you're just trying to click on it instead of copy and paste because there's a space between game and sprites. So you have to actually copy the whole link and then put it in. Oh, no, it still didn't work. Well, good. I'll tell you what. All right, let me get this fixed for you. I don't know what the heck is going on. Every time you try to do something, man, it always blows up. All right. Sorry for the delay. Let's take that space out and make it easier for everybody. www.ouyabrew.com/hosted items/gamesprites.zip. Work. No, it does not.
I got an idea. I can zoom in, make it a little bit bigger.
Yeah, if you want to try that.
Does that help?
I don't know.
View.
No, it's still pretty choppy. It's probably just my internet quality. Okay. Now it looks pretty low res. I can't even make out the words. I mean, it's like bigger. I could definitely see it, but that's weird. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. I've got this figured out. I'm just gonna send you the file that yeah, I'm gonna send you the final product, and then we'll just go over it. That way we know it's working. Because I don't know, I can't without being able to see it. I mean, I know that whatever is happening here, it clearly is something that can be fixed because I've got the exact same thing and it works and it's all well and fine. But it's really tough to do anything without being able to see it. So, and then I'll post the final product for everybody else as well. So give me just 1 second here. All right. And we're going to add it to an archive. And we're going to upload it to somewhere else because apparently my website is not delivering on the goods. Let's go filedropper.com. And it's done. Okay. All right, Tazil and everybody else, I'm going to post it on the YouTube link. It's going to have the final product with the game, with the sprites and the actual file and everything for it. If it ever completes the upload. Okay, this is getting embarrassing. Come on. It like zooms to 100% and then it just stops.
That's the internet for you.
Let's just try this. To OUYABrew.com, and then I'm just going to put it on the root directory. So It'll be slash tic-tac-toe
Zip.
dot zip. But give me a second because it's still uploading. It's got like 50%.
Capital T, capital T.
Yeah, they're all capital T's. It's literally as painful as watching paint dry. Come on. Move on. Okay, it's done.
Boop, 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 boop. Alright. It's downloading.
Yes! Success! Taze wants to know if there'll be more episodes like this. Well, I hope to God not, man, because I am failing hardcore right now. But if you're just referring to being able to do more development sessions, I will certainly try, depending on the response we get from this, you know, all the people watching after the fact.
All right.
So close that out and open
Tim
that project.
Grotman has a... Okay. I was going to say Tim Grotman has also a similar type of a setup with the Ouya controllers.
Mm-hmm.
Intro to Construct 2. And that link is in the description right now if you guys want to check that out. It's an intro to Ouya, or, yeah, Construct 2 for Ouya. Yeah.
It's an intro to something. Who knows?
Here's a... So where am I going?
So yeah, download that and then go ahead and reopen up the project and you just close that one down. It's going to work better this way because we've got like 30 minutes left on the show, so we wouldn't have been able to code out everything, but we can go through it and explain. Okay. And sorry again, everybody, let me go ahead and post the link on the YouTube page.
And voila. Looks exactly the same. Maybe because, I don't know. Maybe, probably because we probably didn't do the system events. That's probably why.
Could very well be. So we're not there
yet.
We're not there yet, so I didn't think that we would have to. But anyway, okay.
Let's see.
So here's, oh yeah, go ahead.
Ta-da. It works.
Yeah, it's weird.
It could have been the system events. They weren't down at the bottom. So you did the top row. We did the Mario for the first player, and the same for each sprite, right?
Correct. So obviously the top row events here are going to do just the top row. So we basically said a total of 6 times here, for player 1 and player 2. If they click on this, you destroy it, you make a sprite in their location for that one. Same thing with the middle one and with the bottom one. So those 3 sets of folders are pretty easy. The winning events is where it gets a little bit trickier, but not entirely tricky. So we've got it broken down into subcategories for left to right wins, top to bottom wins, and diagonal wins. So let's just open up diagonal wins and we'll take a look at that. So a lot like what we were doing before with, if this happens, then do this. We've set the diagonal win up. And if you look on the left-hand side, the criteria is if the top number 1, the middle number 2, and that's probably supposed to be bottom. Oh, no, it's the other way around. I see now. So basically what this is saying is going from the top right-hand corner and then going down, then it's going to win. So top 3, bottom 2, or middle 2 and bottom 1. Okay, so when that happens, go ahead and I'm just going to pull up on my end. I'm sorry, I cannot read your screen. I've got poor eyesight apparently. Winning a diagonal. Okay, so when we've met that criteria of the win, what it's doing is setting the turn to 0 so that you can't click anymore. It's setting the text visible that says player whatever wins, and then it waits 4 seconds and it restarts the game. So in that case, because all 3 of those equaled 1, then player 1 wins. So that's why we're doing it that way. If you look down the sheet, it's the same thing for player 2. It's just going to be a it's just a numbers game at this point. You go from the top third one, the middle second one, the bottom first one. If they equal player 2, then player 2 wins, and so on. So let me.
But wouldn't you have to do, like, for this top one? It says the top right, top one. Okay, you did the same thing here. Okay, so this one's for player 1. This one's for player 2. Okay, this one's for player 1. This one's for player 2. I see. I understand it now.
Right.
And you just okay. That's cool.
So let's go ahead and run this really quick, and we'll show an example of that.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to see at the top there it says player 1 goes first, and we'll show you how we did that earlier or a little bit later here. So you click on one. Obviously, I don't put Luigi in the middle one, so put him off somewhere else. Then you click on the middle one, put Luigi somewhere else. There you go. And now finally, player 1 wins. So that's what all we're doing. We're just comparing variables. Once you have the sprites on the screen, all you're really doing at that point is comparing variables. And if those 3 equal player 1, then he wins. If they equal player 2, then player 2 wins. I was going to say, are you like purposely losing? Now, here's something that's interesting. I did not put a clause in here to restart the game should there not be a winner.
Let's see. Well, you saw, because now, since the player 2 won, they said player 2 goes first.
It doesn't always happen that way.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see what happens if you don't win. I think it'll just get stuck. So that's what we would consider a bug.
Either way, someone's gonna win this one. Okay.
Just go all the way around the board. Oh yeah, I see what you're saying.
And yeah, so,
come on, there's got to be a way to lose.
I know, I lose all the time.
We're not smart enough to lose. Just don't put more. I guess you could, yeah.
Put Mario here. Put Luigi here. Mario here. Luigi here. Mario. All right, where do you want to go? You're player 1.
Let's go middle. First one. Middle
Okay.
1. That's middle 2, but okay.
Oh, okay. I was thinking middle. All right, so that's my turn now. So because you're green, you're Luigi. That's where you wanted to be, right?
Sure, why not? How about you just play it?
I think, and then we got it. There we go.
See, so yeah, we definitely didn't put anything in there to prevent that from happening. So let's go back to the editor. We will add that in, and we'll go ahead and show you how we randomly pick a player to start the game off with too. So obviously with the wins, all we're doing is comparing, if the player is in spot 1, 2, 3 and they match up as a win, then they mark that as a winner. So you can close that down, and we'll go into system events. And for system events, what we've done here is just add one system event. We say on the start of the layout, which means when the game starts, you're going to set text visible. The text that's being set visible in this case is player whoever goes first. So that text becomes visible on screen. The next thing down says set turn to, and then what we're doing is we're rounding off a random number between 1 and 2. So essentially the turn is going to say either 1 or 2, and then in turn the text below it says player, whichever turn number it is, goes first. So that's how we determine who gets to go first on the game, and it's random every time. Although it doesn't always seem that way, so. Okay, so let's make one more losing event. So let's go ahead and add a group, and we'll just call it whatever, losing or no-win event or whatever. And let me just catch up with you here. All right. We're going to go ahead and add an event. And it's going to be, let's see how we're going to have to do this. We can probably do it by saying, okay, I know how we could do this, but it would take some retroactively going back and fixing pretty much everything. What we could do is we could create a variable that says, end game, and then put a counter on it so that every time one of those blocks is clicked, it added up to it. And if that game equals, 9, I think it would end up being, which means nobody won, then it would reset the game. But you'd have to literally go back into the top row, middle row, and bottom row and add that variable to every one of them. So let's do that. It's just going to take some time. Okay. How much time we got? Let's just check it. I'm sure people are thrilled anyway. We got like 20 minutes. Okay, let's just do this. So go ahead and create a new global variable. Just cancel out of that for now. Unless, there you go. And just call it, no win or something, lose. Set it to 0.
Okay.
That's good.
Okay.
So go into your top row events and click after that, and it's going to be a system event, and you're going to add a number to it. So
add 2.
Yep.
Okay.
And they're just going to add 1 to the loser. Cool. Go ahead and hit done. Now just copy that. There you go. Now you might actually, I'm pretty sure that you can select multiple. Nope, don't do that. What are you doing? You're defeating the whole purpose of copy. Click. There you go. Now just paste. Control V.
Yeah. So that one. Okay, that one's
go ahead and highlight it again.
Can I just go here and then do paste again? But then I'll have to change this one to the sprite 2 or top 2. Yeah.
No, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh my God! Stop doing things. What are you doing?
Right. So this one right here is going to say add 1 to top 1.
No. All wrong. Double click that. We're not changing top 1. We're changing the loser.
Oh.
Variable.
Ah. So okay.
There you go. Now copy
that one. All right. Okay. By George, I think I've got it. Okay, that's going to just add everything.
Sorry, you were cutting out there.
So now we're adding that to every one, right? Every turn.
Yeah. You've got it for the entire top row. So now go ahead and do it for the middle and the bottom rows as well.
Okay. Oops. what maybe we can do next episode is try to implement the Ouya controller, so we can put and maybe even try to import this to the Ouya. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Because we have the game, we just gotta port it over to the Ouya.
Well, there does become another issue when you're dealing with the Ouya, which is unless you use the Ouya mouse on the pad there, you're going to have to create like a selector box, and by doing that, you're going to run into a few other issues. So
yeah, you're right.
That will take some time. Did you get the bottom row events all straightened up with that?
Yep.
Okay.
Loser variable.
Okay, so let's go ahead and add a new item to the no winner event now.
Okay.
And what we're going to do is we're going to compare a variable.
And we could compare loser, right?
Yep, and if it's equal to 9, which means all the options have been clicked, then go ahead and, yep, finish. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to flash a no winner text on there. Actually, let's not even do that. Let's just restart the game. So go over to the other side there.
Add action.
Yep, and we're going to do pretty much the same thing we do in a winning event. We're going to just do restart layout. So system restart layout.
Okay.
And then we're also going to do system reset global variable, so the entire game is reset.
So reset or restart global variable to default.
Yep. And now what you're going to want to do is take that system variable that you just made and pull it up into the no winner event section. So click below the system, then that like little gray area, that box.
This one?
Yeah, and drag it up to the no winner event. Left click.
It's not in there?
No, otherwise there'd be a plus next to it.
I got you. I see what you mean.
Now you can collapse it down.
Bam.
Now let's try to lose again.
Let's see. You go there, I go there. You go there, I go there. And then you go here. And then I go here. Oh. Alright, I gotta make sure I put Louis. Wait, whose turn is it?
Hit the bottom left corner.
Okay. I think we got it. Yep, it reset it and started all over. Instead player one goes first.
There you go. So now that won't happen. And that's actually pretty good, you know, that did happen on this, because it kind of goes to show you that when you make games, you don't really think about everything, and then you got to go back and patch it and upgrade it, and, you know, this is a very simplistic version of it, but
perfect. Cool. That's pretty neat.
Right. And you can add all kinds of really cool things to this too, and I apologize because I know that I had this plan to be a whole lot smoother, and it didn't quite go as smooth as I had hoped, but there's a lot of stuff you can do as well. You know, you can get into adding sounds to it. You know, every time that you click a coin block or something like that, you can make the Mario sound, or you can, you know, make the winning sound if you win, and you know, there's all kinds of cool stuff you can do with it, but very simplistic overview of how to make a Construct 2 game. I did go ahead and post the link on the YouTube page, so if you're interested, obviously it's not going to have the no winner event. You have to create that on your own, but there's plenty of stuff that you can come up with. Put it on the Ouya, help us out, get more games on there. All good stuff. And it's, you know, it's just fairly simple. You can push out a game like this, obviously, in you know, in an hour or so, and have it up on the Ouya. Obviously, I would recommend putting a little more quality into anything that you decide, but it just goes to show you that making a game with the tools that they have out today is not very hard. So
Right.
easy peasy. But hey, man, I think unless we got something to add, we might actually just be good to go here. We're at about 50 minutes, so we can call it a day. I think I've had enough screw ups for this.
Yeah, you could join us next week.
Well, screw something else up.
Well, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. If you have any ideas to add to the game, put them in the comments section below. We do this podcast once a week, Sundays at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm Brandon from OUYAcentral.tv.
And Steve from OUYABrew.com. Thank you guys for joining us once more.
Thank you. Have a good one. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.